The story kicks off with a family happily living their lives, not knowing that in just a few minutes, something that's terrifying to even think about is going to happen to them. While Jason and his wife Beth are lost in conversation, they suddenly hear people screaming outside. When they go outside, they see a huge panic among the people. Everyone's leaving their homes and running away like something big is about to go down. Jason and Beth see that their neighbors are also freaking out and quickly packing to get out of the house. Jason asks the neighbor what's going on and why they're leaving, but they're in such a hurry that they don't answer him. He then sees their son also packing his stuff. When Jason asks the kid where they're going, the boy says that his dad has a friend who's a government officer, and he told them a super toxic virus is spreading that turns normal people into monsters. Just then, the boy's mom comes over and takes him away. Jason asks her what the kid's talking about, and she says there's no time to explain, telling him to grab his wife and daughter and get as far away from the city as they can. Hearing this, Jason and Beth get really scared. Jason puts his family in the car without a second thought and starts driving out of the city. But on the way, they see their neighbors who were running away now turning back. This makes them feel even more weirded out. A little further on, they get stuck in traffic. When Jason and his family get out of the car, they see that the police have blocked the only road out of the city. Helicopters are flying around overhead. People are being told that a toxic virus has spread and that they should go back home immediately. This makes Jason feel like something's not right. If a virus is spreading, why are they telling people to go back into the city instead of getting them out? Then all of a sudden, a huge rock falls from a nearby hill and lands right on their car. They get terrified. The hill starts to shake. Then two military fighter jets emerge from behind the hill and fly toward the city. The jets start bombing the whole city, turning it into ash. Jason's wife, Beth, immediately understands that if they had listened to the police and gone home, their fate would have been terrible. The fighter jets then turn toward the people on the road. Everyone gets freaked out and understands that the government wants to kill them. They all start running for their lives. But Jason and Beth know they can't outrun the jets. Just then, Beth looks back and sees a school on the hill. She thinks that'll be a better place to hide. So Jason, Beth, and Zoe start climbing the hill toward the school. The fighter jets are dropping bombs on the bridge where the people were. The three of them run as fast as they can to the school, and luckily, they find a tunnel. Just a few seconds before a bomb hits, they quickly get inside. As soon as the bunker door closes, a huge explosion goes off above them. They're lucky to be alive. They can't figure out why the government had to kill everyone in the city. All they know now is that if they want to survive, they have to live in this bunker. But the problem is, how long will they have to stay there, and what will they eat? Luckily, there's a huge supply of expired food in there that could last for a long time. Jason's wife, Beth, is really worried. She starts thinking about her daughter, Zoe, and what they would do if she got sick. Beth also got a deep cut on her hand when she was closing the door. They're both terrified that the virus might have infected their bodies, but they can't think about that right now. They have to make this bunker safe, so no one from the outside can open the door. Jason uses a heavy iron chain to lock the door tightly and decides that this is where they'll have to hide. But life underground is not easy. It's the same food every day, muddy water to drink, and they just play cards in their free time. They're completely disconnected from the outside world. After staying there for so many days, they're getting restless. But what can they do? If they go up, they'll die. This life makes Jason's family feel like they're at the end of the world. Zoe asks her dad, "Daddy, how long are we going to stay here?" Jason has no answer. He just tells his daughter that they'll go outside when the virus is gone. He puts his fingers over her eyes and tells her to imagine the world outside. Days pass, then months, and they don't realize that they've been in the bunker for over 300 days waiting to get out. Zoe looks at the world outside through a periscope that her mom made. All she sees is destruction everywhere, like the whole world has been burned to ashes. There's no sign of a single person. This makes the little girl feel like they're the last people left on Earth. Her mom reassures her that she shouldn't think that, and maybe her friends are also hiding somewhere. Now it's nighttime, and it's time for dinner. They don't have much food left, so they're all eating small portions. But today, Zoe insists on having a full can. When she opens it, she sees that it's empty inside. There's a little hole in the back. Something must have stolen the food. Beth checks all the remaining cans and finds that 12 of them are empty. This freaks them out because that's 2 weeks worth of food. Beth looks at the ventilation grill and guesses a mouse might have come inside and taken the food. Beth says that if it's a mouse, they need to kill it soon, or it'll ruin all their food. Seeing his daughter's sad face, Jason tells her not to worry about small things and promises that if their food runs out, he'll go up and get some stuff. The next day, Zoe is playing with her mom when she hears a little noise behind her. When Zoe looks back, she sees a mouse trying to get into the cans again. Before the mouse can get away, Zoe quickly calls her parents. They know they have to kill this mouse no matter what. Jason, angry, pulls out a knife to kill it, but the little mouse is fast. It dodges Jason's attack and runs away, knocking over a lantern that was on the table. Just as the mouse is about to enter its hole, Beth lunges forward and kills it. They all celebrate killing the mouse, but on the other side, the lantern has started a small fire. Jason runs to put it out, but the lantern is too hot, and his hand gets burned. The glass of the lantern shatters and the fire spreads to the whole table. Beth tears a curtain and tries to put out the fire. Jason pulls out half a bucket of water from the tap and throws it on the fire. They finally manage to put out the fire. But the danger isn't gone. In fact, it's about to get worse. They put out the fire, but the smoke has filled the whole bunker and is slowly coming out of the ventilation grill. This terrifies them because the smoke is giving away their hiding spot. They all hold their breath, hoping the darkness will hide the smoke and no one will find their hiding place. The three of them stay up all night, scared. The next morning, they check the periscope to make sure everything's okay, and their heart sinks. They see that a huge column of smoke is rising from outside. This makes them feel even more uneasy. They're now convinced that their hiding spot has been revealed. Beth says that if the smoke is rising, there must be a pile of ash there, and someone could investigate it and find them. So now they have to clean the ash. They decide that the two of them will go outside to clean up. Before leaving, Jason tells Zoe to promise that no matter what happens or what she hears outside, she has to stay inside. After she promises, they unlock the door's chain. They listen carefully to the sounds outside, and when they're sure there's no one there, they open the door and go outside. Their daughter is now alone inside the bunker, waiting for her parents. But after waiting for a long time, her parents don't come back. So she climbs up on a stool and looks at the situation outside through the periscope. She quickly sees her parents trying to hide the bunker door. But then, Zoe sees something that makes her heart stop. She sees a black shadow from far away in the jungle, quickly coming toward them. The little girl screams for her dad to look back, but the distance is too far and her parents can't hear her. In a panic, she forgets her fear and climbs the ladder to get out of the bunker. As soon as she gets out, she realizes her parents aren't there anymore. She starts calling for them in a panic. But all of a sudden, a hand grabs her mouth from behind. It's her mom. A few seconds later, a wild deer herd runs past them. They all barely escape, but Beth's fear grows. The deer running like this must mean they were trying to escape from something dangerous. They all feel the danger and quickly run back to the bunker and get inside. Jason uses wooden planks to close the bunker door and locks it tightly with the iron chain. He tells everyone to be completely quiet. Suddenly, they hear slow footsteps from above them. It sounds like someone is coming toward the bunker door. They stay quiet for several minutes as it keeps walking around on top of the bunker. The three of them slowly move away from the bunker door. Whatever's up there probably still doesn't know there's anyone in the bunker. Zoe starts crying from fear. Beth calms her down and tells her that if a sound gets out, everything will be over. They slowly move far away from the bunker door. They move away so that if someone opens the door from the outside, they won't be seen. But then, Zoe's doll, which she's holding, gets its string stuck on a screw. The screw starts to get loose. Jason and Beth's hearts stop because the string is connected to the doll's voice switch. Before they can do anything, the screw comes out with a sudden jerk and the doll's voice starts to sound loudly. Jason immediately rips the doll apart and breaks the speaker inside, but it's too late. The thing that was chasing them outside has a clue. Suddenly, there's a loud bang from above, and the sound of heavy footsteps stops right on top of the bunker door. It's finally found their hiding place and is trying to open it. It's pushing hard on the bunker's cover, and even though the chain is locked, they can feel the danger. The monster knows there's someone below. Even though the door is locked with strong chains, the creature's terrible power starts to break the chains one by one. Seeing this, Jason knows the door won't hold for long, so he runs inside and rips out the water pump's pipe. Here, Beth also shows courage and climbs the ladder, using her body weight to pull the chain and keep the door closed. But the metal cover slowly starts to open anyway. Just then, a black shadow appears in the doorway. Its eyes are shining like a light bulb. It's like death is watching them from above. Jason, without thinking, attacks it with the pipe, making it fall backward. He quickly jams the pipe in the doorway to close it, and the thing runs away. But Jason is shaking badly. He never thought that not only would there be ruthless soldiers outside, but also dangerous monsters. The whole family sits dejected by the stairs because now their location is known. They know they can be attacked at any time. They also know that while only one came this time, the next time there will be many, and they won't be able to do anything against them. A little while later, a cabinet suddenly starts shaking. Jason and Beth understand that the monster has called its friends. Loud footsteps can be heard from above, as if thousands of creatures are running over their heads. Then, they all gather at the bunker door. Jason, Beth, and Zoe are trembling with fear. Suddenly, they all start a powerful attack. This time, the strength is way more than before. The strong metal door breaks and falls down, and a bunch of shining eyes appear in the bunker's doorway. The family runs to the back, terrified. But the monsters keep following them. Beth throws her oil lamp, setting a curtain on fire to block their path. She and Jason grab a cabinet and block the way. They know all this won't stop them for long. They have no other way to escape. Just then, the little girl sees a ventilation opening in the floor. Jason uses his strength to break it and pushes his wife and daughter out. But when he tries to get out, he gets stuck because the space is too small. The monsters are coming toward him. He can't find another way to get out, so he breaks his own shoulder bone. He screams in pain, but he quickly gets into the ventilation shaft. Beth pulls Jason with all her might. Just as Jason is about to get out, a giant creature comes and grabs his leg. Jason knows he can't be saved. He looks into his wife's eyes and tells her that no matter what, she has to make sure Zoe is okay. The next moment, the monster pulls him back into the bunker. But Jason, instead of being scared, challenges the monsters, saying, "Come on, let's see what you've got." When Beth and Zoe look down, they hear loud screams coming from the bunker. Beth knows that her husband is fighting to give them time to escape. In her pain, she grabs her daughter and runs away. They manage to escape the monsters and run for a long time, but as they're running, they feel something strange. They see that the highway that was supposed to lead to the outside world is now blocked by a high wall. This means no one can get out of the city now. Just then, a helicopter flies toward them from a distance. When Beth looks back, she sees it's an army helicopter. It flies closer and shines a bright spotlight on them. As soon as they try to run away, a big net falls from the top and traps them. They try everything to get out of the net, but it's holding them tightly. Through the net, Beth sees some black shadows with green eyes coming toward them. This is where the real secret of the story is revealed. The people holding guns with yellow eyes, who they thought were monsters, aren't actually aliens or people infected with a virus. They are military soldiers wearing gas masks and night vision goggles. The yellow eyes they saw were from the goggles. But the question is, why are the army guys trying to kill these people? The rest of the story will answer that. Now, Beth and Zoe are under the soldiers' control. One of the soldiers pulls out a big syringe and injects them both in the neck. When their blood is tested, they find out that they're both infected with the virus. This means that they are a threat to this planet and must be killed. In reality, when the virus first spread, many people in this small town were affected by it. The virus spreads through the air, and it's easily transmitted from one person to another. The infected people don't even know that they're sick, and the government doesn't have an antidote, so they have no other choice but to kill all the infected people. Beth cries and begs them to let her daughter go. When Beth sees that the soldiers aren't going to spare her little daughter, she gets completely furious. Black marks start to appear on her face, but before she can do anything, a fountain of blood bursts from a soldier's neck. It's Jason, who has returned from death. In the bunker, Jason didn't die. He lost control of himself and killed all the soldiers there. He was furious at that moment. His face had black marks. His eyes were red from anger, and his body's strength had increased 100-fold. It was clear that he was not the same Jason as before. He lunges at the soldiers and starts killing them, but he can't stop the bullets from the hot weapons, and he falls to the ground. When the soldiers go toward Beth and Zoe, they have already escaped by breaking the net. The soldiers start looking for them everywhere, but they don't realize that Beth has also turned into a monster. She hides Zoe inside a car and starts fighting the soldiers herself. She kills many soldiers, but also gets shot and falls on the car's roof. His daughter, who was hiding in the dark, sees all of this. Seeing her parents' condition, she also loses her cool and gets angry. In one leap, she takes down a soldier, breaks his mask, and is about to kill him when Beth stops her in time. She doesn't want her daughter to become a monster. Beth calms her down, and the green marks on the girl's veins disappear, and she turns back into a human. But the soldier is not so lucky. His safety mask is broken, and he's slowly getting infected. On the other side, Jason's condition is very serious. He looks at his daughter's face and puts his 2 fingers over her eyes, and then Jason closes his eyes forever. Just then, another helicopter arrives. Beth takes her daughter and runs. As they're going through a pile of junk, they enter a tunnel. A light shines on them. They see that it's the same neighbor boy they saw at the beginning of the story. Then they both follow him. The boy takes them to a cave-like tunnel where his parents and many other people are hiding. In reality, the people there are all infected with the virus, just like them. To stay alive, they're all forced to live like rats in the dark. This virus is dangerous, but it's not deadly. The virus only affects the infected person when they get scared or can't control their anger. But in reality, these people have learned to control themselves. They thought the soldiers in the city were the monsters, but it turned out that they were the monsters themselves. This is where the story ends. If you want to see the next adventure, subscribe to 7 Recap and hit that bell.